Okay, so I decided to make one more long video on the 76. So this is exactly how you saw it if you were to watch the very ending of my last video. So now I'm going to go through it a little bit more. So the fenders, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff them, and then they're going to match the frame really good. You can already see how that matches very good. But that's just this one spot that's clean. The back here wasn't cleaned, and this fender here wasn't touched at all, so this fender is a little bit different than the frame. But once those are actually buffed and cleaned up on how they should be, it's all going to match. I made some supports for this firewall. I had to make a battery tray. The battery tray was actually made out of a frame. I think I got all the wiring in, as far as I know. I'm not going to hook up lights or nothing on here because, as you probably saw in the last couple restorations, none of them work. So I just hook up the wiring just to start it, charge the battery, and that's about it. So we got the starter wire, everything else hooked up. This fuel pump decides to drip oil on the fuel line. I put zip ties on everything just to keep everything from unraveling. So yeah, I will come back when I get some more progress. So something I really can't believe happened. It runs. Here is a video of it actually running. So, as you've seen by that, it actually runs, and it runs better than it ever has as far as the time that I've had it. It starts as soon as you touch the key. The throttle is just wired at like half. The choke is kind of whatever it feels like doing. I couldn't get any suction because for some reason it had a real hard time pulling it from the tank, so I just went with this electric fuel pump. This one here, when I had it on another tractor, it doesn't seem like it's like pumping as fast as it should. So I don't have to have a return line or nothing on that one. Normally you have to. And a lot of people say these electric pumps suck. I mean, I have one on my golf cart. It has a Predator 420 on there, if that matters. It has just about 300 hours on that pump, and it is the most reliable fuel system ever. You can run it out of gas, it immediately sucks gas right from the tank, puts it to the engine, no big deal. Sometimes you have to put a return line on it, but I don't see how it could be a problem. I have probably 4 of these on tractors now, because some of the Predator engines, they don't have enough suction because they're so small that you have to run an electric pump. So all the wiring's done. I added that in just to the wire I ran just in case I needed to do that. I got the regulator hooked up, and that actually works. I had to make a bracket for that because all that stuff from this tractor was reused on another one. So I went ahead and I finished it up. I put a seat on there, the hood. The seat is kind of not great, but it works. It kind of matches that fender, and that kind of matches that rim on this side, and that rim also matches the tire, as you can see by that hole in this general area right there. So I guess just don't look in this area. Put a 3-point hitch on here with one of those, I guess, cable tensioners, I guess they call it, on the back there. I put the muffler shroud on this one because it's supposed to have it, and this is the tractor that I got with it. So put that on. Factory paint side pulley cover with factory paint brackets and everything on the inside that you can see there. Rear taillight panel is brand new paint, and of course the fenders are factory paint. You can see how that blends in really nice. This fender had a lot of almost pink kind of a look to it, and by cleaning it up, it blends into that fender really nice, so that worked out nice. I had to do a return line on the fuel pump, which is what you would have saw if you were looking right there at the clear line going back to the tank. I use clear hose because it's really cheap, and you can also see the gas go to the engine. Of course, one bad thing is after about a month it turns hard, and if you take it off you have to replace it. That's the only bad thing. Usually I don't have to take it off unless I have to redo something or anything, but that's rare. It's what it is. You pay for what you get. I put the engine plate as well as the number plate down there. I take all those off when I paint, because if you try to tape it off, pretty much no matter what you do, you get paint on the decal, or you don't get paint on the shroud next to it. This way it's all factory looking. It just turns out much better that way. Had to add a return line on I already told you about that, but shut off on the return line, because every once in a while if you run it out of gas, you need to block off the return line so that you can get it reprimed. I haven't had that problem yet because I haven't ran out of gas, but just in case I added that on there. It charges the battery really nice. The only thing I don't like with that regulator placement is that you see the wire, but I guess whatever. Yeah, that's about it under the hood. Never mind the broken headlights and the ugly red primer underneath the hood. I never touched the bottom of the hood, or I guess the top. This was back when I used to paint with rattle cans, so hopefully it doesn't get any gas spilt on it. It would flake right off. Yeah, I'm done using rattle cans on restoring tractors. Maybe like little things like shifters and stuff like that, just because it's a lot easier. But everything else, just automotive and be done with it. Because like this gas tank here, if you were to spill gas on there, it would pretty much take all that paint right off. Automotive paint, I actually spilt gas trying to get the carburetor primed all the way down the flywheel shroud, and you can't even tell it was ever on there. So other than it being really dusty, because I drove this around for about an hour and a half yesterday. So this is the day after. I wanted to make sure everything was good before I did the video and have the thing not start. So no throttle, no choke. That choke just looks like it's out because that's how it's set up. Not too bad that for an engine that caught on fire 3.5 years ago and sat ever since, half full of water. It was in so nice shape on the inside, I can't believe it. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Here's some pictures of what the tractor looked like when I got it, / before the fire. And then of course what it looks like now, better than in the lighting that's in here. So yeah, here's those pictures, and thanks for watching.